What's up, guys? Evergreen Fly Guy. So I just kind of did this little impromptu, didn't know I was going to record it, so bear with me, I'll do little edits on it. I'm calling this the Rainbow Booger. It's basically a rainbow, based off a rainbow rooster tail. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Alright, guys. So, didn't like the way the first one turned out, so I don't think I'm going to keep the video on it. Hopefully this one will do better. Yeah, it's just, it looks kind of odd. I mean, it looks a little fishy, but overall just weird. I'm kind of going to do the same thing for this one. I'm going to sandwich the tail as soon as I can get this separated again. I'm going to sandwich the tail between the green, white, and pink, like so. If I can keep all my stuff there together. Trying to wet it down a little bit. And it's going to be a lot shorter. So probably about right there. But I'm going to go ahead and lay a little thread down. Switch to a bead head too. Those are a little bit easier to keep in place. I'm just going to do a thread bed through here. Just down past the barb there a little bit. Let it set and cut off this. Now I'm going to measure that tail out again. Trying to make sure I keep that dark green in the middle. About right in there. I'm going to trim that off. I'm going to touch this up a little bit. Trying to make sure my colors stay on the right side too. Green on one side, pink on the other. Wrap here back to the back. I'm gonna do flash again in the tail. Trying to find a couple pieces I already had ready, but I think I put them down and lost them. But yeah, just two pieces of flash again. Just using pearl flash. Actually, I think this is technically rainbow. It does bunch up kind of easy. It's the one thing I don't like about that. Just this particular one. The other ones seem fine. And then lock that down in there good. Because it slips around pretty easy, and it does that. And then I always pull one to the one side and tie it down, so I try to keep it on the same sides, or on different sides, sorry. And then same thing with that one. Just locking it in place there a little bit more. Then I just go ahead and I trim mine out, and I like to do it same length as the tail usually. That'll mix up in there over time with the marabou, and it won't be just as awkwardly out there. You can kind of wet your fingers and draw it back in there too. Like that. So it stays on one side, and then obviously in the water it's going to cling to that body. Now, last time I did a chenille body, and honestly on this time, just don't think that's going to work as good per se. I thought about, because I have pink and white and actually olive chenille, thought about doing a body out of like that, but I'd either have to do half and half or split it like down that, so that's kind of difficult. Because it's at this point that I'm like, what am I gonna do for the body? Alright guys, I'm back. Yeah, my stuff's very unorganized. I need to fix that. But I got some blondish white hackles right here. They're older. I've just been trying to use them, and I think they'll be fine for this. Like I said, they are a little older, so they're kind of like a sandy blonde. They might have been white, or this might have been their intended color. Honestly, I don't know. Either way, it's fine. It works for what we needed to. So I've just pulled out a decent looking piece, and I'm going to cut it somewhere around in probably like the middle part here, because I don't think I'll need all that of the bigger stuff right there, because we're working with a relatively small fly here. And I always take the end I just trimmed off and I put it first. Let me start this at the back actually. This is like what working on the fly gets you. You have to go back and rethink stuff, and you're like, oh, is that a good place to put that? I don't know. But then you learn as you do it more, you're like, oh, I could do this like this, and yeah, etc. If you guys have saddle hackle pliers, I would really use them. Don't be like me. Hold on. If you guys can't tell, I don't work with hackle much, so don't judge me. I am like having so much trouble getting this to like fold in right. And I haven't used hackle on something in so long. I was sitting here thinking about it. I was like, geez, that's why I can't remember like the best way to like flip it under and stuff and get it to roll how you want it. I'm like, I haven't done it in so long. But I was doing it a little wrong, but I got it now. Apologize. Usually whenever I do my fly videos, I've tied them a couple times, even the ones that I kind of make up. I do have a few videos where I'm like doing it on the spot, but I don't particularly like doing it like that, especially in something like this, because you know, you're trying to figure it out how you want to do it as you're going. And sometimes it just doesn't come out how you want it to come out. Try to just clean that up right here. Kind of building up the thread head here, because I want it to hold that bead head in place really well. And I kind of like the big thread head there behind the bead. That actually came out pretty decent. I could actually add a collar like a dubbing collar. That would be kind of cool. And I think I can mix me some of this dubbing I have. I've got some pink laser dubbing. Thinking like maybe like a mix of pink and let me see what type of greens I got. I got some Highlander green and I have some standard blue wing olive dubbing, but I don't want to mix laser and regular, so I'm going to do the Highlander green out of my steelhead dubbing pack. I'm just going to grab a little bit of it, and I'm going to grab a little bit of the pink, and I'm going to blend a little bit of it. And this Chenille's Laser Hot, I love this freaking stuff. I try to use it on like a bunch of different stuff. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but whenever I'm doing my own, like just kind of making stuff up on the fly like this, I like to incorporate it because it's just so cool. It looks great. Trying to get a good mix here. I'm just putting it together and pulling it apart just like that. I think I got a little too much more green than pink. Let me put more pink in it. People still celebrating the 4th of July near me. Yeah. Now I'm just going to space this along my string here and make a kind of a tight dubbing loop. Trying to make it super tight, that way I can know how much is where. That almost looks like a watermelon-y color after you mixed that. Yeah. Pull the rest of this off. Organize it back a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and take my whip finish here and whip finish it off. And then we'll pretty it all up a little bit more. Gosh, what just happened? One, two, three. That should do it. Seal that up. Where are my scissors? Okay. Now we can stick back out our hackle and stuff that's all caught up right in here. And I got a little dubbing I need to trim. Right there. There we go. Look at that. That's kind of cool, actually. That came out decent. Would you look at that? If it'll focus. There we go. Yeah, so the hackle, I might have to trim back a little bit and move around a little bit more. But the tail came out nice, and I like the way the dubbing collar just kind of rolled it in there. Alright guys, that's been my rainbow booger. That's what I'm going to call it. We'll see how it fishes out there. That's a size 2 hook, if I didn't mention that. It's a relatively small hook. We'll see how it fishes out there. I might trim the hackle back on the little collar there, or the wraps there. I'm pretty excited to try it out, but yeah, thanks for watching.